again for another summertime render. Summertime rendering.
Summertime rendering.
Summertime render.
It's
Haven't,
summertime.
yeah, something may be rendered or rendering, depending on past or present tense.
I think these shadows are rendering, bro.
Alright, where we left off last time?
Ah, God. Okay, yeah. Last time we left off, like, some mad shit happened, bro. We found out that a shadow was impersonating our main boy. Our shadow, like, got his memories, so he learned that boy keeps resetting. Broke his, both legs, right? So he can't walk?
Nope, didn't break his leg.
No, we thought he did, but he broke his arm, right?
Yeah.
Wrist?
He
Broke his wrist.
went to break his leg, or actually looked like he was like gonna rip his leg off or some shit. Then he get
Yeah.
was it her? The sister shadow? It was
Mio,
the
the
sister
Mio
shadow.
shadow was with him.
Yeah, it was the sister shadow. Gets her head blown off.
Yeah, because Glasses Girl showed up with a rifle and she's like, "Yo, what's up?" Was it a rifle? Handgun? I think she has a handgun.
It was definitely not a shotgun, despite blowing someone's head off. So yeah, I'm gonna go with rifle.
Okay.
It was like a single barrel. It's kind of like what the beard guy we keep waiting for to show back up
Can't wait.
has carrying. He just has like the one
Yeah.
barreled rifle.
This show has the opposite problem, or the opposite scenario to Tomodachi Games' problem, where this show keeps getting progressively better each episode.
Well, it did a
Like,
thing. It
like
did a
each,
thing.
even with all these like lore and info drops, these bombs, they set up for another one. It's like, you thought you understood. You just have more context now.
Well, it did a thing last time that we didn't say anything about or mention, and we just let it play out where it did a time jump on us, and we're like, oh,
Mhm.
okay, that's cool, because
Yeah.
the show has earned like some manner of leeway on us. It's like, okay, you're doing a good job. I'm not gonna question why you're time jumping on us. And then it goes, and then from the moment it's like the shadow main character is twisting the other shadow's main character, the other shadow girl. By the way, calls her a traitor. By the way, I didn't pick up on
Yeah.
that until I was editing. It was like, oh, traitor. Okay, this is a new dimension.
Oh god, yeah, and we have this whole thing with the dead sister shadow now. Like, she's clearly 100% a shadow, like they have confirmed that, but she's got no memories of being a shadow, and she only has memories of the girl up to the time of her death.
What's her name?
And I can't remember.
That's not me playing the game I was playing with Tamagotchi game. This is
No, I legit don't remember. Hang on.
it's the fact that
Ushio.
we have two sisters now. We need to be able to
Yeah.
separate them.
So you got Mio, who's the tan skin one, and you have Ushio, who's the dead one. And
Right.
Ushio, it's so interesting that we got that bit about her. She has no memory of being a shadow. She only has the memories up to her death. Because we learned that the shadows, upon contact with the people they're trying to copy, have all their memories up to the point of copying. And then they either have to copy again later or get more if they replace them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that leaves Ushio as the most confusing character so far.
Yeah, because the other shadows don't know what she's up to. They call her
They
a
don't even know
traitor.
what she's up to.
That's why
Nobody knows anything, even her.
that's why Shadow main character is like twisting her arm. I'm not letting her go because.
Yeah,
But as I said, that's the whole. That the show got away with giving us a time jump. 10 minutes
yeah.
later, now he's twisting her arm. 10 minutes ago, and we see him getting replaced, and it's like, I don't think we would have let this go if this was another show. Like this show has earned
No.
itself a little bit of leeway.
Yeah, and on top of that, like, a lot of the stuff it's skipping over is stuff they've shown us anyway.
Well, in this aspect, it was, hey, let's just skip ahead 10 minutes. He's proposing her. He's telling this girl he loves her, and it's like, okay, well, we saw that coming because this is the interpersonal relationship that we've been seeing develop between these two characters.
Yeah.
And we don't really, I mean, I don't care about it, but it's interesting to watch because we have it in the backdrop. Because he's like, I love you, and I would like to go out with you, shouting it in front of everyone, and I'm just thinking to myself, those shadows are moving in the background somewhere. I wonder what they're up to right now.
Yeah.
What their main game. This is not realizing there's two shadows right in front of me right now.
Yeah, right?
And then we rewind 10 minutes ago to find out why that scene that we just happened to see was happening. It's like, oh.
The flow of this story is it's really good. I like it. I feel like the pacing and the rate at which they're giving us info is very good. as well as like we don't need a flashback every 3 minutes to give us exposition on the characters. What the character's past was isn't exactly relevant. It doesn't matter all that much right now. So we're just seeing the characters go through what they're going through in real time, and it just feels like natural to me.
I
It
don't think
feels like
we've
decent
seen
pacing.
any of their past, in fact.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. We don't need that. It's irrelevant information, and they're not throwing it at
How
us just cause.
how long ago did she die again?
I believe it was a couple of days before the start of the series.
Because I think that's as furthest back we've actually flashed back to somebody telling the story about what she witnessed when
Yeah,
she died. Is that we
and
saw
that
the
was relevant.
perspective of them trying to resuscitate her on the beach,
Yeah, and that was relevant information.
and that's as far back as we've gone. Otherwise, we
We're
just
only
keep going
getting what
back.
we need.
Yeah, otherwise we keep going back to 3 days before because he dies. That's where he goes back to.
Yeah.
Except now the Shadows know we can't kill this kid. He's gonna figure out how to stop us if he keeps getting infinite time to do it in.
Like, I have memories of his meddling. Let him live.
Although at the
Don't let him
same
go.
time, they're not doing that though because they don't remember him going back a couple of times. Which means that if he happens to die right now and the time loop happens again, oh, okay, prediction. I'm just gonna throw out a prediction right here. Glasses Girl is gonna shoot him in the head in the very beginning of
Okay.
this episode.
That's it?
That's my prediction. I just want to predict that
Okay,
that's going to happen.
I was expecting something like a little bit more.
Well, I'm gonna
I
say if
definitely
she
expect
is
her to
in
die.
on something, maybe it's the time loop thing, and
Yeah.
maybe the realization that if they're gonna try and stop him from dying, that she is just gonna upfront kill him so that he'll go back in time again and can try and fix things that he now know. I'm doing a quantum leap on
Interesting.
my head now.
I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like that's plausible, that's the thing.
I feel like it's in the ballpark of the show to not explain
Yeah,
the thing, but also act as though everything is true. Like if
right.
she does know what's going on and isn't going to waste time trying to explain it because it's more important that he gets, I don't know.
Reset.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, it makes sense though, because like at first when you started talking about this in my head, I'm like, there's no way she would know about the time loop thing. That doesn't make sense. But the thing is, she's clearly aware of the shadows. And the shadows have an awareness that he can do that, right? And they just accept it at face value, which means it might be something that they know about. And because they know about it, she might know about it. You know what I mean?
And to some
And,
degree that she is doing something that gets in their way as well. Because remember the first time he dies, they've shot her in the woods and then shoot her
yeah,
dead in front of his face. So
right.
clearly she's up to something that interferes with them that she didn't do this time around that she did do the first time around.
Yeah, and a lot of that is he's been manipulating where the shadows go, so she can't even interfere with it.
Yeah, she stops.
Like in the woods.
She stops the sister from going out to the shrine, I think,
Yep.
which prevents her from being there to get taken hostage the first time. Which I
Right.
don't know how that stops the Glasses Girl from getting shot in the woods, though.
I thought they did something to get Mio's shadow not to be there, but
Well,
that
I
was a
guess if
while ago.
Mio's shadow is shadowing Mio, then I guess
That's
Mio
true.
not being
True,
there
she'd
would
have no
prevent
reason to
her.
be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the conclusion that I reached when we got there, but I barely remember like what happened 3 days ago. So,
Well, I guess we
but
should probably jump
I'm ready to
in.
dive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
慣れ寿司って人菓子まで聞きませんよね。僕はまだ食べたことないんです。あなたはありますか？
は？この人はフェリーの。
Something's definitely weird with her too.
影はいない。
すごい。後ろに目ついてるんですか？
So wait, you just can't kill these people?
Remember when I freaked out
No.
like a minute ago? This.
Again, you may have missed the part where everything froze.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just the player in the OBS.
No,
I didn't
I
realize
meant
this was
everything.
it. Okay, yeah. That's what I was bugging about.
初めましてですね。
No, unfortunately, everybody missed that. Nobody that didn't get recorded or anything.
島にいたのは子供の頃
I
で
was bugging.
食べたことないんですよね。慣れ寿司。
I'm just saying, she blew the back of her head off, and then she just came back. So, that's new information.
Right, but then she shot the shadow on the ground and she was gone.
申し遅れました。
She shot the shadow's shadow on the ground and that killed it.
僕は
Or made it disappear at
中野龍
least.
之介と言います。
Nagumo, we have a name. Let's go.
あなたを助けに来たんですけど。ごめんなさい。遅くなってしまいました。網代新平さん。
Why was that a revelation?
I don't know, but I'm so fucking here for this intro. I need to go find it on YouTube. It gives me, like, I've said it before, but it gives me, like, Death Note, and, I don't know if you ever watched Death Parade, but the end credits song for that, too.
No.
You should watch Death Parade. It's on, like, everything, and it's, like, 10, 12 episodes. Highly recommend. It's been my top recommendation for years.
I am still powering through One Piece, so...
I respect it. I respect it.
I have
If you want a
been-
One Piece break, though, like a quick one, I really just cannot stress how good Death Parade is.
794 episodes through One Piece, and now I had to change over... I'm sorry, 794 episodes of One Piece in dub. And now I've been forced to switch over to subtitles. Which
Yeah.
is a very weird experience, because it makes everything
Luffy's-
feel weird.
Luffy's English to Japanese voice is as night and day as Goku's.
I think my example has been Brook so far.
I don't know Brooke's Japanese or English voice off the top of my head, like, not from memory.
Sounds a lot goofier, like he's much more of a fun character in English. Oh, sorry, we're about to get back to the show. And in,
I love
in
Brooke.
Japanese, he sounds a lot more serious.
Alright, so if main character starts actually killing himself to proc the resets himself, I'm gonna flip.
I mean, that would be very Riverworld.
It would be very, very, Reezier,
Well,
but...
I was gonna, I went novelization and didn't stick to my anime roots.
It's okay.
Yeah, in Riverworld they call it the Suicide Express.
Also, that was definitely a shotgun shell, right? Like, she was using a shotgun.
Yeah, I guess it's
Okay.
a single barrel shotgun. I mean, I guess that also means you don't know. This is 10 minutes ago, so she has not yet been captured by the other Shadow Him.
あなたは影と人間の区別がつくんですか？
影の上に立っているものはただ人の形をした肉の塊に過ぎません。足元をよく見てください。奴らの正体は地面に落ちる平面の影の方です。なので影を踏まれることを嫌います。
Hmm.
踏もうとすれば避けようと影の方だけが動いたりしますよ。
That's neat. That's super neat.
姉の仮説ですが、
That's gonna be super hard for me to try and follow.
影は人間の光によってスキャンし、その情報を取り込む。
So any light, they just produce a light and they can scan.
Right, I just mean seeing the shadows of characters on the ground.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really hard for me to... My main screen is darker than actually shown. For example, I can see that on my lighter screen, they're looking at the shadows of the people who vanished on the ground. Looking at my main screen, complete blackness. So I'm not gonna be able to figure this out.
Oh no.
倒しても倒してもキリがない。何か統率された意志を感じます。すべては一つの目的のために動いているようなね。
Being human. That's their goal. They want to be people.
もうじきお母さんが起きてくる。今の光は
I guess we're caught up on time then.
影はその銃で倒せるんですよね。南雲先生。
It seems to indicate to me that the shadows are now converting people up there in the festival.
Why are you trying to, like...
やっぱり
Goad her. Just tell her to do it.
手を貸してください。ほんまは聞きたいこと山のようにありますけど、今は上にミオが家族とか
Also, how about the fact that I haven't heard a firework in forever, but nobody's questioning the shotgun shots?
アジロ新平。ほんまにあの人がみんなを救うん。お姉ちゃん。
I mean, with this new knowledge he has, he's got a chance if he dies.
トキちゃん。
新平さん。
よかった。ミオはトキ。
Yeah, like I said, the Flash. The Flash knows everything.
こんなことのために手汚してきたわけちゃう。
トキちゃん。
You dance man? She clearly just got stabbed.
ダメです。下がって。
Okay.
Just not even pretending to be people anymore. Got it.
時期9時になる。祭りは終わり、私は最後の日を終える。
I don't know what I was expecting from this episode, but this is so far from it.
蒸し暑い夜の
I gave my prediction, and clearly that hasn't happened.
世界るような血の匂いが充満している。島民や観光客たちのおびただしい死体。
邪魔はさせない。
1、3、5、7、9。
That was her.
無意識に数を数えていた。フリーズした脳みそでもそれくらいはできるようだった。そしてミオに逃げろ。いやー感動やわ。身を挺して守るとか、ミオへの愛はほんまもんやな、俺。
I like how he said that.
It's a level of insanity that you just have to laugh, because it's like, I don't know.
しんちゃんって。
How many more shells you got, girl?
None.
Oops. Oh.
One. I say at this point, is there any point in like saving anybody? You might as well just shoot your main guy right next to you in the head and hope he does a better job the second go.
I bet she does it. I bet that's exactly what happens here. I think she sees the, hopelessness there. Oh, no! Wait, she can see the future?
Yeah, she had a flash forward.
So he goes back, she sees forward. She definitely knows something.
Oh, do you think he's going back in time because he touched her?
What? No.
That scene that you hate, where he falls forward and, like, smooches his
Oh
face
my
in.
god, if that's it, I'm gonna shriek. That's some, like, Oda levels of callback.
And that's why that's the scene that he's going back to, because that's where he touched her.
I will lose my shit.
But we already know.
I need to go back and,
that
like...
big guy there is mother.
Oh, hang on, they're talking about his eye.
昔失われた母の右目、そのオリジナル、なぜ君が持ってる。それがあれば確かに可能か。
Okay, never mind.
君の複製。
He has special eyes.
I thought that was going to be the two thing that drew those two together, but apparently no, it's just the eyeball.
Yo, what if his shadow also had that power now because he copied him, and they just, like, start playing time tag?
I don't think so. Because I think that's what we were being shown with the knife vanishing, is that they're, like, not perfect reproductions.
Mm-hmm.
殺しても殺し してもセーブポイントから復活する勇者に魔王が勝つにはゲーム機の電源を切るほかないとは思いませんか。もしも二次元の魔王に電源という三次元の概念が理解できたらどうです。君は見届けてください。
Why does he know so much about video games?
Because everyone's
Did he, like-
really big.
I was gonna say, did he like absorb an otaku or something?
Well, I'm assuming that that's the mother.
Ushio?
No, the one that has no form that's creating copies.
Oh, I don't think so, because they keep referencing the mother and not themselves.
I mean,
But I mean, it could
like,
be a third-person thing, I don't know.
Yeah, the
But
royal
I'm
lead.
choosing to think it's another person. Another entity, I should say.
Somebody needs to snap this guy's neck ray so he can go back in time.
Hey, Mio, you wanna shoot me in the head? He's gonna throw himself on the fire.
Well, I was
Do
just
it.
thinking that, but I don't think so, because you have to jump up and over the damn thing because it's got those layered wood. What the hell?
Wait, what?
She was.
Oh.
Wait, she was the shat. Oh no, she just somebody touched her. Probably, yeah.
Probably the Mio shadow. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Those were big-ass hands. Is that one big body? Oh, they're probably raising the mother. That's probably what this is.
Yeah, I would say the
That's the
corpse
mother's
didn't go
body.
away.
Maybe that's gonna become the mother?
最後の食事です。存分にお召し上がりください。
巨大な影
Yeah, shoot the boy.
あれに触れただけで飲まれてしまうのか。生からなのは私の方だった。龍之介、どうやら私は遅すぎたらしい。
そしてどうか最後のお力を私のために。母よ。
It's a lolly. Of course.
I heard one of you bitches got my eye.
この先
Yo, I kinda don't want him to go back at this point.
I do.
I mean, like, I do, but I also just, like... I want to see this play out.
I mean, I figure what we're seeing is like the worst, the bad ending. We're seeing the bad ending right
Yeah.
now, and then he's gonna go back again, knowing what the bad ending. Hey,
Oh,
my
yo!
guy. Apparently,
Yo!
hunting a rabbit. I don't know what the hell he's doing right now.
Yo, make this guy a main character.
Oh, the dad.
Yeah.
I forgot who it was for a second.
したようだな。彼女が。ご覧。島が影に飲まれる。
I guess it was just a random shadow person who was pretending to be wheelchair bound, and now was melting.
I love how conveniently these two did not get shadowed. Like, I know they weren't gonna do it to the boy, but, like, her.
Well, she's got the future sight thing going on.
Yeah. I don't think they noticed that, though.
これが私のエンディング。
My bad ending, good sir.
ごめんな。ミオ。みん
This
な。
poor dude.
すまない、新平君。もっと早くに私があのメッセージを信じていれば。もはや手遅れだ。
You still got the one shell, girl.
あの時ああしてればよかったとか、なんであんなこと言うてしもたんやとか、後悔ばっかりです。いつもいつも。でも今まだ俺は後悔してません。まだ手遅れじゃありません。南雲先生、俺を撃ってください。
Yeah, why wouldn't they think bad of, like, taking her gun away or something?
俺は死んで何回もやり直してるんです。撃って、俺の頭を。
Literally, he could have just sent somebody after her so she could have used the last shell on them without knowing anything. Huh?
君は本当に妙なことばかり言うやつだな。
俺なら戻れる。22日に。
無駄なこと。
まったく
You were already dead.
信じてください。先生。
あなたも影に飲まれなさい。
Terminator 2 style.
Alright, now I'm seeing why she jumped into the top 10. People probably saw that and were like, yep.
もしも君本当に戻れたのなら、私に君の名を名乗りたまえ。必ず助ける。
See, I don't know what the connection is there. Like you said, it was a gasp moment when she said his name to him.
暗い。いない。誰もいない。消えた。この光景は。俺、また俯瞰してるのか。やめろ。やめろ。やめてくれ。
It's like that thing I said before about when ReZero had that see an unfortunate future, where he has to see what happens every time after he dies.
なんだ。
Man, I bet if they did that to Sora in Kingdom Hearts, he wouldn't have been doing what he was doing.
女の子。今目があった。
Nah, it makes sense she can see you. You have her eye, bro.
後ろ。
Yeah, but we didn't do this the last 2 times he died, did we?
No, this is new.
力には限りがある。夏祭りにみんな死ぬ。
今度ははっきり聞こえるぞ。後ろ、どこや。
止められるんは新平だけ。ミオのこと守っちゃってね。東京はどう？渋谷行った？渋谷。
Huh. Not back on the boat, though.
Interesting.
しんちゃん？
Only a little bit further ahead of time, though.
Did he go too far ahead and now there's like a...
No, it's not
I mean, she just
equivalent.
explained there was a limit, you know?
No, I mean, that she's only just gotten out of the water that she falls into when her
Oh,
brakes are...
yeah. I'm not... I'm talking about something different. Sorry, I wasn't responding to your point there. I was just thinking aloud.
よかった。大丈夫や。ちょっとフェリーで言おうただけ。
Now the annoying part of time travel, having to explain everything again.
服が濡れてる。そうか。ミオの自
There's a limit to the power.
海に落ちて逆に助けてもらったんだ。
顔色悪いよ。うちよって着替えてからちょっと休もう。携帯は
Wait, that didn't happen before, right? She always went in.
He got hit the first time, I think.
Okay, got you.
And then the second time he got out of the way because he knew it was coming.
But this time he didn't have that timing to get out of the way. Got it.
Which I guess is indicating that there's a main timeline.
I think it's indicating... She said there's, like, a limit to the power, so I imagine... See what I mean? He gets later and later every time.
I imagine the limit meant there was a number of times you can do this and you're not going to be able to do it anymore.
確定した事実になるらしい。つまり俺が海に落ちないようにする術はもうない。
This is really cool. I like this.
今回よりも遅い時間に目覚めるはず。 もう何度も失敗できない。もしもミオたちが殺される時間より後ろにスタート地点が来てしまったら、いくらループしてももう助けられないってことだろう。3日、夏祭りまであと3日。
I mean, I hate to say it, but maybe now's the time to skip the funeral.
いや、何を言うてる。
止められるんは新平だけ。
俺がやるんや。
I like how he wears his hair. I don't know if I've ever said that, but it's aesthetic.
I mean, I don't really care that much.
Well, I like character designs.
I mean, it goes. I
You
mean,
gotta try and pay
like it
attention
goes
to.
into like a man bun type design. I'm not a big fan of that, but I'm also like not
You see,
caring enough to care about
I
it.
don't love man buns a whole lot if they're like, you know, up top at the back like they often are, but like kind of just in the back like that works for him. It's still like messy and loose. I rock with it.
So my main character choice showed up finally again.
Yeah, I'm hoping from this point on he becomes more relevant.
Well,
If they took the time to
something.
show him right there, he's gonna be, you know.
He's clearly up to something. He was sitting out. I don't think he was inside of a house. I think he was sitting inside of a house under a window. I assume pointing the gun at a door.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what to make of that. There wasn't a lot of visual context apart from him just like staring down the barrel under like a crouched window, like crouched under a window. But
Well, he gives me the sense of like the crazy person in a zombie apocalypse movie.
crazy
knows-
person nobody believes. And
Yeah, who
listens
knows what's
to, but
going
who knows
on.
what's up.
Yeah, but doesn't want to die.
Yeah, I kind of get that vibe too. I don't know if I necessarily get the crazy part yet, but if he was, it would fit the trope. You know what I mean?
Oh, something I didn't bring up in the pre-show discussion. That apparently was a big thing, and I don't think we talked about it that much last episode. The god of fishing.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of just casually dropped, wasn't it? I just glazed over it like it was just like, you know,
Well, the thing is,
something that's just filler conversation, but this show doesn't really have a lot of that, does it?
well, yeah, I would say it wasn't like casually dropped. They discussed it for like a good 2 or 3 minutes. Orbital resonance.
This show is fucking nuts. Don't autoplay, thank you.
Yeah, no, as I was trying to stop it, and I got that 3-girl porn advertisement again. I was like, just try and stop the voice. But yeah, no, they bring it up and they talk about it for a while. Like, it has something to do with it.
So I am super excited that we got some insight into how his time powers work. I really enjoy the fact that each time he dies, the difficulty scales up because he has less time to work with.
Right, but
So
I mean, it doesn't
he
seem
has
to...
less and less time each time to make everything perfect. That is an interesting arc.
It doesn't seem like it's scaling that much, because he can go an extra day or two, and to the timeline that pushes him forward, that's like an hour maybe. So like every day he loses an hour.
I'm willing to wager that if he dies again, like he's gonna lose several hours. Like, I think it's probably going to get bigger and bigger each time he dies, because that would make it impactful. Because if he only loses like 30 minutes every time, it's not going to mean anything.
Well, it won't mean anything until decision trees start showing up that he has to have solved by then. Like, Mio has to... no, not Mio. The cop has to not show up at that one specific lamppost in order to not be killed by that time. Or, I guess even more, we don't know when that family dies. That entire family gets wiped out during the first day. We know that they're there at the funeral, and we know that the next morning people say that they've gone missing, and he goes there, and we see that the burn marks on the floor where the bodies have disintegrated. So he's going to have to try and save that family, though the daughter is already a shadow by the time we get to the funeral.
Yeah. It's interesting because the fact that what was her name? Nogoro, something like that.
I'm sorry, I'm
Glasses
remembering
girl?
the last, the Ryanosuke.
Ryu. Yeah, Ryunosuke.
Ryunosuke.
That's that's weird because I thought they like showed that as her family name, but then like she was talking to someone in her head named Ryunosuke, like a brother maybe.
She said her
I don't
full
know.
name, but Ryunosuke
It
was the
was
only name
Nogoro
that stuck with
Ryunosuke.
me.
Yeah. I don't know. But she took the time to like be like, can you really save everyone? I think I'd like to see him be able to, but I don't know if he can because you brought up that little girl who's already a shadow by the time he gets to the island.
And we don't know what that little girl's backstory is either. Like, we know we can't save her, but we don't know if this is like the pet cemetery situation. Like
The way that I keep
they showed up with their
viewing
daughter who's
her,
been dead for 5 years already anyway.
yeah, the way that I've been viewing her is just sort of like this is the inciting incident. This is where it started. Pay attention to that.
Except we don't know that either because what's her name again? Ushio.
Ushio.
Ushio. Ushio is also something that happened before, so we don't know who happened first.
Well, it was the same incident. It happened at the same time, from what I've gathered. They were both dragged underwater. Ushio came up a shadow. The little girl probably did.
I mean, we don't know who strangled who.
Well, that doesn't matter. The point is they're both shadows, and that's probably the time it happened.
Well, I mean,
That's my
it
point.
does matter to the inciting incident who's the shadow first, because that also determines who you go after first.
It doesn't matter because it both happened before he was even on the ferry.
Right.
You
But I
can't fix
mean,
that.
if you're trying to determine who's a shadow, who's making moves out here, and who do I have to stop, like, we don't know when Shadow Mio gets created. For all we know,
Right.
Shadow Mio gets created when that little girl isn't on focus, and Mio isn't on focus.
Wasn't Mio the one who had her photo taken at the funeral? Wasn't that when she gets her shadow copied?
I don't know if that's not a misdirect or not, because that flash actually comes from a camera.
Yeah. But the point is, they use light to read the shadow. That was explained. Right? So if they took advantage of that light there,
Right,
because we know there was at least one shadow there in the little girl.
right. Again, though, I can't. I know what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. It's just
Yeah, but
the
it's like,
fact that
this is
we've seen
speculation,
those.
though.
We've seen those flashes of light without cameras before, and then that's usually how they've been duplicating. The fact that this one, they took the time to show us a camera is what's throwing
Yeah.
me.
And honestly, it could have been a matter of they were working together and someone, like, there were multiple shadows, right? So one of them flashed the camera and the other used the light from that flash to use their own light and copy. That could happen.
Well, at this point in time, the only verified shadows that we know exist are Ushio and that little girl.
Right, and that's where it's one of those things where it's like speculation. Are the parent shadows yet, right? Are there other ones that don't exist, or that rather that are shadows but we don't know they are yet? There's a lot of gaps here. There's a lot of blanks we could fill in.
I really
There's
feel
a lot
like
of theory.
assuming that the parents are shadows right now would be a bit of a jump.
Yeah.
I mean, we do know that they go missing in the night, and we only see that he goes to check on them the next day, and they're burn marks on the floor.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's nothing to say that they couldn't all be shadows right now either, and that
Yeah.
those burn marks on the floor are just what's left over from the
There's
day before.
there's a couple I don't want to say holes, right? But there's a few gaps in the timeline that if they were filled in, we'd have a lot more context.
Yeah, I mean,
But there's just a lot of things left unsaid.
if he had gotten to the island a day earlier than what he is, we'd have more context. Because then he could
Exactly.
go check on those people. At the time being now, he has to inform people what's going on, try and find Glasses Woman, which, by the way, he wasn't able to do during the first day because he tried already.
Yes.
Nobody knows where she's staying.
Right. And I think next episode he's going to make that like his first order of business.
Do you do? Why would you do that?
Just a hunch.
But you do know that you have to sell a couple of people on the idea of what these shadows are doing and what they're going to be doing, and not
Oh, I
sound
thought you were
crazy.
asking me sarcastically because I thought it was obvious.
No. I'm saying I don't think it is obvious. I agree with you that it's something that should be done, but at the same time, you have to save Mio's life and the police officer's life, which means that you have to sit them down and try and sell them on this shit, which is going to sound crazy from the get go, which means you might
I
need some
think
time.
I think his best first move, and I think that is going to be what he does because it was said. She said, "Yo, find me, say your name, I will protect you." I think he's gonna get the muscle before he goes in for the plan.
So you think he's going to go logic over emotion,
Yes,
especially after he just witnessed everybody dying.
I think
think
that's the reason
with
he's choosing logic.
with emotion fresh on his mind, you think he's gonna
Yes,
let go and go with
yes,
logic?
yes, I do.
I just don't see that.
I
I mean,
believe it with 100% of my mind.
I just don't think it because he spent that day looking for her already and knows
Right.
that he couldn't find her, and she didn't give him any clues on where to find him, find her.
Mhm. I don't know. I think something's going to be different this time, and it's going to work.
Well, I hope
Because there
something's
have
different.
been
Otherwise, we're just gonna watch the same episode
changes
again.
with resets. Generally, most of them are influenced by him, but I feel like he's going to figure it out.
The only opposite, the crazy one that I would love to see is if he went hot fuzz. He just went and found a bunch of guns and said, "I'm just gonna fucking kill everyone I know is a shadow right now."
That'd be hilarious. I would pay money to see. It would ruin the series. I'm going to be honest. Completely kill it, but I'd laugh.
You know, he just walks up to people he thinks are he or thinks that he knows are shadows. Does a little walk around them to try and step on their shadow. Boom! Shoot in the face. There's the
That's
next one.
there's so much more that he could be doing with this reset. He learned so much this episode.
Yeah, but again, time
He
doesn't
basically
stop
learned
moving
essentially
forwards.
how they work,
Yeah,
which means if he knows how to fight them, he can start getting people together, and I think that's where the old man's gonna.
he doesn't know how to fight them though. That's the problem. He knows
Yes,
how
he
to
does. She
figure
just
out.
explained it.
No, she obviously doesn't know how to fight them either. She shot one in the back of the head, and then that same one came back out to kill her anyway. She knows how to identify them. She doesn't know how to
Are
kill
you,
them.
dude? Were you paying attention at all? She explained, "Yo, if you shoot them in the shadow, they die," and she did it.
That didn't kill it. It made it go away.
Doesn't matter. It was
And then
gone.
they
It
came
didn't
back
come
again
back
at the end in
later.
the big gathering point.
The point is, she knows how to fight them, which means they can figure out how to kill him from there.
No, she knows
And
how to
honestly,
make
it's
them
probably
go
going to
away.
boil down to killing the mother.
I'm just saying that I'm not considering it fighting them if they just come back in the next minute.
Like, I can understand where you're coming from with that, but I feel like if you have a step, this is anime, right? We're not talking real life. This is anime. It's got anime logic. If they know how to fight them, they're going to figure out how to kill them.
I have to base my logic on the real world because it's the world I
That
live
is
in.
the worst thing you can do with anime.
I don't think so though.
If you're not looking at tropes and you're not analyzing things like that, I don't.
Look,
I
this
don't see
has
how
its
it's gonna work.
firm foot in Groundhog's Day, right? So, in
Yeah.
Groundhog's Day, not an anime, but we can still logic our way through it because Groundhog's Day based on real life, except for the whole
Right,
time
but
jump
you're
thing.
forgetting the part of anime where sometimes it just decides it doesn't want to make sense.
Not
Or
all
the sense that it makes is really contrived.
not all anime is hyper realism, right? Like, I don't expect this dude to fall off a 10-story cliff and just walk away. I expect this dude to have realistic injury if he falls off a cliff. He gets stabbed once and he gets incapacitated for the rest of the fight because he's being treated like a real person. So far, the show hasn't given me anything to make believe otherwise, except for clearly what we saw in this one episode, because that was some crazy ass shit.
That's what I'm saying. This episode has kind of shown us that there is a way to fight back. We have tools, and we're going to figure it out. That's what I got from that.
I feel like
They can identify them, they can make them go away, and that gives them to figure out a way to get rid of them.
I mean, it gives them pause. It doesn't make them go away. It's very much the stake through the heart of vampires, right? I shoot you in the shadow, you're gone for a minute. You're gonna come back, but for a minute I can figure out what to do.
Wait, did Mio's shadow come back at the end? I don't recall that.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna go back and look. I'm gonna go back and check, just real quick.
Yeah, when the all the dead bodies are being
Yeah.
gathered there.
I'm gonna go back and check, because I don't remember Shadow Mio. It could have been there, but... Yeah, because the the Big Shadow just said you defeated Mio.
I don't remember you defeated. Well, I guess I can go back and look too. I guess. God
I mean, I'll
damn
give
it.
you the screenshot. It was like right there.
Well, no, I was about to start playing episode 6 because of this damn thing.
I almost did the same thing. Intruded upon the sacred ritual means
What timestamp are you
you
at?
must have defeated Mio. They killed her.
What timestamp are you at?
That was at like 950. Go back to 950.
I just jumped over 9. Actually, I'm at 9:59.
Oh, sorry, actually, I'd go back to 45.
Okay.
Don't ever fucking step to me again, Raktus. Don't ever do it.
Don't ever call me Raktus. No one fucking calls me Raktus.
I don't know why I said that. It just like it was in my head, and I was like, "Theta, why did I say that?"
That's my true name.
I was
It
thinking
gives
about
you
your
power.
Twitch
Don't
URL.
call me Raktus.
You know what it is? I think I looked to make sure I was saying the right name, and I saw the URL before anything. My eyes are stupid. The URL in your status there.
It doesn't matter. I identify to a lot of names.
It doesn't. I've always called you Theta. I don't know why.
That was my quickest comeback. Was don't call me Raktus.
Nah,
As though
that
meant
that was.
something.
I know I literally just said don't step to me, but that was like the right moment to do that. But
I
no,
don't know,
he
though. I
straight
don't-
up said you defeated Mio. I think she's dead. I firmly believe that they killed the Shadow. I know they have the tools to do it because they said the Shadow's sensitive. The Shadow is the real body. You shoot the Shadow, it dies.
God, I don't know.
They were
I just don't
explicit
like
about
it that
that.
much. I don't like that aspect that much, then.
Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not the fact, though.
I don't know what that has to do with anything I just said. I cannot
Well,
like
you were
a thing
saying
and
that
not
you
be
didn't think
arguing
it
with you
worked
anymore.
like that, and then when I showed you it worked like that, you said I don't like that.
Yeah. I cannot like that.
You absolutely cannot
That
like
doesn't...
that.
Me not arguing
You
with
can-
you anymore
you can
doesn't
dislike
have
it.
anything to do with me liking or not liking a thing. I don't like it because that means you can just walk around with cleats on your shoes and kill all of these people during the daytime.
But like, if the whole point is to like beat this, right? I think it's great that they now have their means.
Yeah,
Because
no, I mean,
the
I
fact
think
that
I
they
don't
have
like
the
it
means
because it's
to
such a
fight
simple
while
answer.
it is a simple answer. It definitely is. But I think that the Shadows at some point are going to realize that the humans know how to fight them, and they're going to develop countermeasures that they have to get over, and that'll be cool.
Well, the thing is that they have to realize it every time he comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't have... I guess maybe Mother does, but at the same time, she only appears when the ritual is happening.
Correct. And we also don't know how many more times he's going to reset. So it could be 0, it could be 10. Like, we have no clue.
Well, I'm hoping he's going to have a lot more turmoil. I don't want him to, like, okay, this was the episode he figured it all out. Now it's Game Busters the whole way through.
I would like that as well, but if they manage to, like, take the last 7 episodes we have left to watch and just make it the 3 days and somehow still make it, like, interesting and set up and believable, I think I could be okay with that. I would like a couple more resets. I feel like the tension will be really good for the narrative. But I wouldn't be upset if they figured it all out, like, right here.
I kind of want it to go darker. I want it to be like...
Yeah.
I want him to mess up and then have the time thing go after it. Like, oh shit, I can't bring those people back. They're dead now.
Interesting. How would you see the rest of the story playing out from there? Because, like, it seems now the goal is stop the Shadows, save everyone. So now, if you do that, you have made the goals incompletable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his goals don't have to be save everybody. He could not save everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he saves Mio and his best friend, and that's it.
Okay.
What happened? I often love Evil Wins endings, right? Where you're not explicitly only left with, like, everyone's dead in the world or whatever, but, like, what would happen if he just saved Mio? And, God, I want to say that the ending, or what we saw in this episode, reminded me a lot of Evangelion. What do you call it? Did you see Evangelion? No?
It's been on my list for a while, and then every time I, like, go, wow, the fans of this are cringe. I'm gonna just pass.
Well, there's an element of Evangelion, which is, like, all the consciousness of the world merging as one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's represented in the show as, like, this tidal wave of, like, goop or ooze or something. Just, it touches you, boom, you're just part of the consciousness of the world. and it like happens all at once too, like just some explosion of goop. But that dark wave of stars or whatever it was washing over the ground, and
Yeah.
everyone just poofs, and it reminded me of that. It's like what would happen if just him and Mio, the only ones left on the whole island, just a whole island filled with nothing but like shadows of former people. When I say shadows, I mean like the burnt in mass of what people used to be,
Okay.
like a post Hiroshima, where you saw like
Yeah.
the outline of people against the walls of where they were standing when the bomb went off.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That would be my darkness ending that I wouldn't mind seeing for this.
So you're saying that you'd be completely fine if this did not have like a positive resolution, like if the world ended in darkness, or at least this island, like that would be like a fine ending for you.
Well, yeah, I would say not a world ending. I mean, I'd be fine with them succeeding, but just not saving everybody.
Okay. You know what? I could see that. I think I might be okay with that too if it's executed well.
Well, I mean, it would be a lead up of a lot of, okay, I have to do this to succeed moments, and then failing, and then having to make hard choices to see what he could do to make other people still survive. And
Yeah.
not because we get too many anime where like ReZero where I just have to keep trying and through hard work I'm going to persevere because nobody else has the power I have. This is just an ordinary dude who came back for a funeral. I mean,
Yeah.
I would like it to see him fail some and succeed some in maybe equal measure, say, but not
Okay. Yeah, I
not
like that.
100% win.
Yeah, I just with the tone of the show, I think that feels fitting. I really feel like that wouldn't even be out of place.
But because we already know that he can't save everybody, his sister's already dead. He can't change that.
Right.
She's already fallen to the shadow problem.
That said, I really do see her just like continuing to exist even after all this shit, because it's like, oh well, I'm not a shadow even though I am, and all I have is memories of Shio, so and they're like, screw it, you're basically here, just live. Like I could
Oh,
see that happening.
I mean, I could 100% see that not happening. I could 100% seeing I have to make a choice. Either I defeat the shadows and I lose my shadow sister, or I
That's
let
gonna
the
be what
shadows
happens.
succeed, and that's the only way I can keep her around.
No, the former is 100% how the series is going to end.
Very much a Gurren Lagann. Did you actually watch Gurren Lagann?
Yeah, it's one of my all-time favorites.
Okay,
I think that's a rite of passage anime.
yeah, just wanted to be clear that we get the wedding thing at the end. Obviously, not a wedding here because
Yeah.
we're siblings, but the wedding thing where finally we've accomplished everything. Oh, you're fading away. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen too.
I love you. Yeah, me too.
Why don't you save her? Why don't you bring everybody back? Because we're not gods.
there's a limit to human potential. Even when you have all that spiral power, I mean, there's things you just can't do.
Now I'm going to go back to the beach with this coconut and this little drill.
Gainax really has a way of ending their shows like that. I'd be really concerned if this was like Studio Trigger.
Any other final thoughts?
This is just what I look forward to now, and like I said, every episode progressively gets better. I don't think that breaks here. I think this is still my favorite so far. The more information I get, the more invested I am.
I mean, I did put a poll up on the channel, and Spy X Family is still winning the poll of the best anime of the season.
Oh, that's because this is the majority. Like, this is the Spy X Family is the majority vote. Everyone fucking loves this, right? Most people actually can't even access Summertime Rendering because it's Disney locked.
I don't know. Summertime Rendering was number 2 on that poll. I mean,
That's
obviously not a lot of entry, but I mean, given to the number of people on the server.
Yeah, Summertime Rendering started very, very, very low off, though. You were showing the charts before, and now it's like top 10, right?
I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to those. I usually get the quips for top boy, top girl.
Oh, okay. I can go look that up.
I mean, I did. I guess I did put it on the chat that we're in right now, didn't I?
Yeah, and honestly, while Spy X Family is not like my number one favorite anime this season, it absolutely deserves that spot. It's fun, it's cheeky, it's charming, it's got something for everyone. This is just intense. This is narrative like cocaine, bro. I'm in on it.
I mean, I guess my problem is I'm not so much into what we got on this episode. I like it from a character standpoint, but it
Yeah.
really doesn't scratch the itch that I had before, where it was just show us a thing, and then we can puzzle out what it means over the course of a next episode or two. This was like, all right, here's the end game solution. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
well,
I
I
mean,
guess I
like,
don't have questions anymore.
for a while we were kind of getting that. Like, we'd get a thing and then we'd speculate on it, but like literally the next episode they'd resolve it. You know what I mean? So like, I see where that would be lost for you. I totally get that.
Yeah, but I mean
I
that
guess
was the joy though, is that the next episode they resolve it, but in that one episode, in the week leading up to it, it'd be like, oh wait, you remember that thing that I said? Oh, that thing that I said's true, and it's like, oh yes, I
yeah.
feel like a fucking genius. And now it's like, oh okay, well, it seems like the answer was that they sent a T-1000 back in time too. It's like, okay, well, I guess I don't know who John Connor was anyway.
No, but honestly, final thoughts on this episode is I really am looking forward to the next one. I'm having a lot of fun with this.
Yeah, because now we have to see if he's gonna go your way
Mhm.
about what he's gonna do with his new time thing, which is apparently find the girl that he couldn't find the first time.
Mhm.
Or what I think is going to happen, which is the emotional response, because you just saw everyone you care about die in a very visceral way.
It's very interesting too to see me taking the stance of logic and you of emotion. I think that's
Yeah.
funny.
I'm a contrarian, so probably would have gone the other way around if you hadn't said it. That I would have had
That is
to.
a very fair point. But you definitely seemed like you truly thought about you truly believed what you were saying, so
Well, I mean, put yourself in the position, right? You just
I'm
saw
not saying it
everyone.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
It definitely makes sense. In a real life scenario for a real life kid, I agree with you. But it's anime, so I don't agree with you. You got 13-year-olds in anime casually taking people's lives like nothing, bro. Anime is not a good representation for character maturity.
yeah, but again, that's anime to anime. Like every anime is its own world, and I don't think that he.
And I get that, but there are tropes and things that transfer between them, especially when it comes to 15-year-old boys. They're either hot-headed idiots or like mega cool
Well, I
geniuses.
think the most telling thing about this one is that the biggest blowout picture from everything basically about this anime is the one where he watches the person get shot in the head right in front of him, right? That
Yeah.
the look on his face, the blood splatter, the disbelief that
Yeah.
that he's not a gotta kill the bad guys kind of person. He's like, oh my god, I've never seen death face to face before.
Yeah. And I hear you on that. And I would agree with you if he did not get up from the restart and just get back to it. Every time.
Yeah, but again, I think that plays into the
He
emotional aspect.
experiences the trauma in the moment, and then when when he resets, he's like, "Alright, cool, let's go."
Well, I mean,
Like,
when he comes back to, he's like lost in the moment, like trying to figure out what's happening. But it also, what's the first thing that he does? He tries to save
wait.
his family.
Oh yeah, that. Right, but now things are different. He has info, and he was told to do something when he revives. I think that's going to alter his pattern.
And if there's one thing I know about 13 to 15-year-old boys in anime, where they're told to do something, they typically do it. Is that what your argument is?
No, my argument is he just watched everyone he knows and loves gets killed, and if he doesn't do what he was told to do, that's happening again. And his whole journey is to stop that from happening. So I'm not saying that he's not gonna go save his family, right? But I am saying he's taking care of the girl first.
I think actually my argument comes from a what would I do in this position sort of way. And I don't know
You
that
and
I
him
would.
are very different people,
Well, see,
but I'd
my
love to
thing
hear what you would
is
do.
if I had spent a day already trying to find somebody and knew that I couldn't find them, I would fall back on the thing that I knew I could do and had done previously, and then waste
Mhm.
the rest of my time trying something new, right? Because I went out, he went out and tried to find her, couldn't find her, and in the intervening time had to come up with a solution to saving his sister and not having the police officer killed. So I think I would just fall back on what I know already worked and then try something new. The fact he couldn't find her the first time, though, is a big red flag to my why
Wait,
would he do this?
actually, hear me out because I'm just recalling something. When they found the old man who told them about the shadows, right? That was the day they were looking for, right?
They weren't looking for her. Who were they looking for? She was crying out in an alleyway, and he goes
Yeah.
out to sit and talk to her. I think this was post restaurant scene.
Okay.
Yeah. Because remember that was literally when the sheriff, who was evil by that point,
Yeah.
gives him the stink eye when he's leaving, and he goes out into the alleyway to talk to her. I can't remember what the lead up
Okay,
why
that
she was
sounds about
crying.
right. That sounds
Yeah,
about
and
right.
that's when the
Because like I'm wondering if because he didn't do this before, I wonder if like he'll find the old man and then be like, "Yo, have you seen this woman?" And then the old man be like, "Yeah, that could happen."
I think
Because
everything
I
here.
still genuinely believe, I know I have nothing to back this, but I genuinely believe that the old man and boat lady have something to do with each other.
I don't know. That lady's weird. I mean, she's
He
constantly
is weird.
talking about stuff that means nothing to us in any context. She's analyzing voice signatures on her phone and then talking about food that she's not sure exists on the island. So it's just very weird. And
Mhm.
the beard guy, we don't know where he's at. We know where he's at one point during one specific timeline.
Yeah,
And again, I can't remember why she goes out to the alleyway to start crying. But
I
it
don't either.
didn't happen the second time around because he changed the events to make sure that the sheriff didn't get killed. Which actually
Right.
means actually that it hasn't happened. That has to happen on day 2.
True.
So we don't know where Beardo is on day 1.
It's true. That is true.
We know where he's at in day 3, hiding under a
Mm.
window with a gun pointed at the door.
It'd be like that. Sometimes I don't know. He definitely feels like he knows more than just the legend. And because the other girl also knows about the shadows, I feel like maybe I don't know. I feel like it's not a coincidence. It might be, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean they do that in a lot of like B movie horror flicks, right? You have the local expert, and then you have the science
Government
team that's
expert.
come in to do something.
Yeah.
All right, I guess that was our final thoughts until next week.
Oh my
I
god. Next week is gonna be crazy.
Well, next week I don't know. Next week could be actually more down to earth if you think about it. This was
You know, there's
literally
been a lot happening in the last couple episodes. Kind of like an easier tone would kind of be welcome, I think, at this point.
yeah, unless they do a lot of time skipping, like okay, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do this, and then we're back to the end point. This was the end point. This is the insanity. I think we gotta have to a calming down explanation moment after.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I feel like it would be the perfect timing for that kind of episode. So it's like, here's the refresh. You guys are gonna see just how they're setting up, little things like that. Action picks up next time.
Yeah.
That'd be ideal.
All
Yeah,
right.
I definitely think that concludes it.
Yeah. So I have been Raktus or Theta, and to my right, there we go. Right, there's been Chey.
Hey there.
There's been Stone-Faced Reactions. Catch you next time.
Peace.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?